Hey everybody, you're listening to Ivan Cast podcast. Welcome to another podcast. Thank you for listening. Today it's a very special day. It's a celebration. I'm celebrating here my first anniversary. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a year ago I started producing my podcast. It was a year ago when I decided to hit that publish button and record my first podcast. It's unbelievable, time flies. Time definitely flies, and I can't believe a year is gone. And I'm really happy. I'm excited about what's coming up next. Things are going really well. I'm having fun podcasting. Season number 2 has been a totally success. There are really great podcasts. There are really great podcasting moments. So if you haven't heard my podcast, if you haven't checked it out, you can subscribe for free on your favorite podcast application. Ivancast podcast is available anywhere you listened to podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Deezer. I'm everywhere. I think I'm everywhere. Everywhere on the web. A year ago, I decided to do this. It was like I just decided to do it. I've talked about this. I have written a little bit about this. I've always been attached to computers and technology, yet I never wanted to share any private information on the web. So a year ago, I thought, okay, I had to make a decision, all right? And for me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna delete all my social media accounts, and I'm gonna get an old flip phone, a really old flip phone with no internet or applications, and I will forget about the internet. That was one option, and the other option was, okay, I've been so long here. I've been for so long here. It's time to do something. It's time to put something out there on the web. I thought like I had to pay an homage to my heroes, to my broadcasting heroes. Because I love broadcasting. I love podcasting. I didn't study broadcasting or television or journalism or anything like that. I studied English philology and social sciences, but I love technology. And I love music, and I love stand-up comedy, and I love, talk shows. I just liked seeing people interact with another, and I thought, I gotta do this, and that's how it all started. That's how I started producing this little podcast here in the Amazonian rainforest in my house. And I thought I'm living in such a special place. It's an amazing place. It's an adventure. I need to share some of this too with the world. So it's been a great experience. I'm really happy. I'm honored to have had the opportunity to talk to so many talented artists from all over the world. Some of them artists that I grew up admiring, and they inspired me to make music. They have given me a hope also when life is hard. Life has been also hard, and there were times where really, music means so much to me. I've been talking about this too. I am I'm a musician. I love making music. I'm a bass player. I love to play bass. I love to produce beats with my computer and phone. But I quit playing like 3 or 4 years ago. I sold all my stuff. But now I feel like I want to start making music again. I really feel that I want to do it again. I haven't had this feeling for a long, long time. But I feel like the time is coming, you know. And I love podcasting. I will continue podcasting, absolutely. My show is going to continue. I love it, you know. I don't know if it's going to be a new season with another topic, or if I'm just going to continue making this music podcast because I love it. It's just so cool. Great artists are still on the list. You know? I also have a big surprise. I'm going to talk to another legendary band soon on the podcast. So, yeah, just wanted to check in with you guys, telling you that I really appreciate all your kind words. I have received messages from many countries around the world. So thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Thank you so much for being around, for supporting this crazy idea of a Ecuadorian guy producing a multilingual podcast in the Amazon rainforest. It's crazy. It's a crazy idea, I know, but it's also cool, you know. I think it's cool. And I have lots of ideas. There's lots of things that I still want to do. The idea is like, I really want to build sort of a professional podcasting studio around here, you know. So I really want to take it to the next level. It's going to be lots of work, but I'm ready to do that, you know. I'm ready to go. I really want to do that. And I'm working on that, you know. I'm working on that. So, yeah, I'm excited. I am definitely thankful for the good response, for the support. My show has already been downloaded over 2,000 times on all different platforms. That's amazing, you know, downloads. And yeah, it's crazy. It's been a crazy experience. You know, the internet is such a crazy place. I've talked a lot about this in my podcast with my guests. We've been exploring sort of the impact of the internet and technology with music, and it's been great, you know. It's been great. So I think that's all I wanted to say. I don't know if I just started recording with, I have no script, or I didn't wrote anything down. I just thought I will let you know a little bit about what's coming up next. So there are some episodes still to come. This podcast, this season 2, will probably run until the end of September. Then I might take a short break because, this is something I also wanted to tell you. I am getting a new computer. I am getting some new cameras because I also want to start streaming on Twitch. Alright, I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch, and I'm gonna start showing you some of the beautiful places around here in the Amazon rainforest, because, you know, it's a beautiful part of the world, you know. It's a special part, you know. It's I feel like I am a nature person. I really feel, I mean, you know, I don't do drugs, first of all, because many people have asked me if I do a lot of drugs here. And I don't. I definitely don't. I don't even drink anymore, you know. So I'm sober. I'm totally sober, and I don't do drugs, and I haven't done drugs in my whole life. All right, just for the record, really. And I'm not joking with this. You know, at some point in my life, I decided I don't want to do drugs. You know, hard drugs. So it's nice here, you know. It's a very peaceful part where I live. I live in a, it's really sort of a fairy tale house. Small, nice house, surrounded by lots of nature, trees, lots of animals and insects, little bugs here and there. Every once in a while I get to see a tarantula. But nothing has happened, It's like you can live in this environment pretty, it's safe. We don't even have that much mosquitoes here, I don't know what it is. Maybe where I am, the ecosystem is not so damaged that we can actually live together here with some little creatures around the house. So they're also nice, and there are beautiful places, lots of rivers and waterfalls, viewpoints, some really, really nice places that I actually want to show you on the podcast too. So I'm gonna start making, I don't know if the right word is video podcasts. I don't think that doesn't exist, but I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch with some new technology that I am about to get. So some big things are going to happen, these, and probably next year I'm gonna start doing that a lot, like streaming and going like with my camera, travel along the region here and showing you some nice places. I'm gonna start doing that. So I think that's gonna be great. I know that there are people that are pretty interested in like getting to know some secret places around here, because there are many secret places still that are still unknown, and they're beautiful. And that's the cool thing of like living here, like every weekend we go somewhere new, and with my family. I have a little daughter and she loves being here, she loves animals. I mean, it's so nice to see my little girl growing up in this environment. It's like so good for her. I think I'm doing the best thing as a dad, just to giving her this environment here, because it's really nice. So if you want to see pictures, if you want to see some videos and some music that I make and that I have made with my band in the past, with my funk band back in the day, you can check out my Patreon page. I think that's the place where I've uploaded some material. You will find videos and some things that I write. I like writing. Yeah, I also love writing stuff. And so there are videos, there are some photos of my place here, of the podcast studio, my little podcast studio here. You will find all that information and pictures and videos on my Patreon page / Ivancast podcast. And so it's gonna be cool. So some cool things are coming, and so I'm getting a new computer. I'm getting some cameras, some nice cameras, and I'm also getting. I'm gonna start making music again. I've made that decision, the other day. Like, I'm saving some money. I want to buy some keyboards, and basically a keyboard, a MIDI keyboard, to start producing tracks, sounds, beats and grooves. I'm a groove man. I love groovy music, and I definitely want to buy a bass guitar again and just to start making music again. So probably next year it's gonna be a big year for video and music, sort of integrated in this podcast here. So I'm gonna take it to the next level. Definitely, I really want to start doing more, interacting more with the people out there. So if you want to watch me and see my videos and probably watch me making music, you can definitely go and check out my Twitch channel, also / Ivancast podcast, Twitch TV. So that's what's going on around here. Ivan Cast Podcast Studio. That's like the plan. That's like the dream, a high-tech studio. A high-tech studio in the Amazonian rainforest. That's like something for me, it's like, the idea of being here in the Amazon rainforest, the poorest region in Ecuador. It was a challenge to get internet here, all right? And I am trying to build a high-tech studio, And so being here and working hard to do that, it feels like I am doing something right. No, it feels good. It feels good. There are many reasons for that. So I'm happy, I really want to do that. It's like the dream, to have a nice high-tech podcast studio, in the middle of the jungle, the Ecuadorian jungle, and have fun, have fun with the people around here, invite guests, talk to people on the web, just have fun, that's what I really want to do. I really want to have fun and, enjoy life. The world out there is so crazy. There is so much happening. People are, it's a difficult time, right? So I think the only thing that I can do is, to do what I do the best, and that's music, that's entertainment, basically, right? What I always wanted to do. Yeah, so that's I think that's it. Thank you so much for listening to this little podcast, to my episode in English here right now. I'm gonna record now another episode in Spanish, where I'm gonna talk a little bit more about these things too. And yeah, I hope I don't forget anything, because it's always like when I stop recording, then a lot of ideas come to my mind, so it's always weird. So let me know, I would really love to hear from you. Leave comments on you can send me a message on Instagram. I am on Instagram at IvanCast Podcast. I have also a Facebook page. I'm on Twitter too, IvanCast Podcast. I like to send tweets every once in a while, some tweets. It's fun. And and Instagram. So subscribe to the podcast anywhere you listen to the podcast. If you like what I'm doing, if you like this crazy little idea of building a professional podcast studio in the jungle, show some support. You can share your favorite episode with your friends. You can tell people out there that there is this crazy guy in a South American country, a small South American country, making some crazy stuff and talking in English and German and Spanish at the same time at a pretty good level, So it's crazy. So I'm really looking forward to the video stories and to the Twitch channel, and making some videos and making music too. So I'm gonna show you definitely the place where I live, which is pretty cool. And just the region here, which is really, really special. And yeah, send me a message. Let me know if there is anything you would like to know about me. I've been thinking of making an AMA on Reddit. No, I'm on Reddit too. I'm everywhere. All right, I'm everywhere. On the web, on the World Wide Web. So I've been thinking of making an AMA on Reddit to, just to talk a little bit about all the adventures here in the Amazon region, what it is to, because I am a professor. I teach at university. I'm a professor, and I do some research, and I am, I'm working on some theories and some, I do have some educational background, and but I love music and I love podcasting and I love art and entertainment. So there's a lot of things going on, in my life around here, and I have a little girl, which is, the sweetest thing in this world. There is becoming a dad, changed my life forever. It changed my life so radically that I can't believe that. It made me a better man. It definitely, I mean, it sounds cliche, I know, but it changed my life for the better. And I mean, we have so much fun around here. Every day we go for a walk, and we saw cows and dogs and chickens, and it's like living on a farm pretty much around here where I live now. So she loves animals now, and every day we get to see all these cool creatures, animals and things around here, and she's so happy. I can tell you, my little girl she's the happiest little girl in the world, and she's having this great time here. Everything around the world, people are going crazy, basically, with the pandemic and stuff, and having the opportunity to live here and have some sort of peace, and especially if you're raising a little child, it's just such a cool thing that she doesn't get to know the nightmare that is happening actually out there in the world. Yeah, but we gotta stay positive, I guess, and all I can do is do my podcast and teach my students some language and try to enjoy life, stay positive, in this sometimes absurd times, It's like a complete absurdity what we are living in. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed this little podcast. It's nice to tell you about me a little bit, because people there are some people that have sent me messages like asking, so where exactly live you, and where do you live, and what do you do exactly? So what's that? You're making a podcast in 3 different languages, so it's cool too. And they have asked me to tell a little bit about what's like to live here, in the Amazon rainforest. So that there aren't that many mosquitoes, so you can come over here. Really, that's no problem. No mosquitoes. You don't get, anacondas or anything around here. You don't get to see them that often. No, you really got to get inside the jungle to see an anaconda. I saw once. I saw an anaconda once, and it was an amazing experience too. I've been traveling around here, I've been really deep inside the jungle. That was such a surreal experience. So if you want, I can make an episode where I talk a little bit about this, and telling you some stories of what is to live with a indigenous community, because I've done that for several days. It changes your perspective of pretty much everything. So yeah, it's amazing. It's a great place to be. And then especially coming from I lived in Germany. I was there. Big country, one of the richest countries in the world. And then coming here, and everything is just so different, right? So it's been a great experience. We can talk a little bit about it in another episode. For now, thank you so much for listening. I think I'm going to record another episode, because I'm celebrating 1 year Ivancast podcast. It's amazing. It's been a great day. I had a piece of cake, chocolate cake, because I love chocolates now. Yeah, I didn't used to like chocolates. Now I like them. So that's good. So great things are about to happen in the future, I guess. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. Have a great day wherever you are, and send me a message, hit me up wherever you want. I will always answer all your messages. Thank you so much. Bye.